Levi, we gotta stop doing this. We can't just keep meeting the same place after intense football. We just can't do it. Seahawks won. Am I a little disappointed in the Vikings? Yes. A lot. But that's fine. It's fine. Anyway, I don't want to talk about football. I'm not going to dwell on it. I've talked about football way too much. So what we're going to do is talk about the thing that I wanted to talk about. So Levi, you and I, we both listened to a podcast called My Brother, and Me. It's three brothers who grew up in West Virginia and are very funny, each of them on their own. They come together and they do a podcast and they answer people's advice, or give people advice and answer people's questions. And it's a lot of fun and it's very goofy and silly. But one of the things that both you and I have noticed is that they have a very interesting set of cultural touchstones. I think we are relatively out of the sphere of like pop culture. Like not so bad like that we don't understand things, but it's like I think there's at least like a 70% chance of someone mentioning something and I just don't know what it is. But in this podcast, it's like almost lined up perfectly with what we know. And one of the weird examples that I thought of was the Aha music video, which they talked about for like 10 minutes. And I was like, I know what that is. Why do we all know what that is? That's a very weird cultural touchstone. The people who made that video were never like, oh man, let's make this video and then everyone will reference it for the next 40 years. No, it just happened. And for some reason, it has stuck with us for that long. And there's a lot of things like that. And mostly it's just all 80s stuff because our parents have raised us on 80s things and 90s things. But it's a lot of fun to be able to be like, oh, I understand this reference, because most podcasts, they reference something, I have no idea what's happening. And you just kind of go along with it. And that's how it is for a lot of pieces of media nowadays. Where it's just like, oh yeah, I love that musician. I love that song from Drake. Who's Drake again? I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not going to speak for you, Levi. But I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to that kind of thing. And so it's very cool to have things like that in My Brother, and Me, where they've referenced They Might Be Giant songs. I get that. I understand what that is. That's a thing that I know. So that's very cool. And very weird. This didn't have a point. It's just very cool and very weird. There you go. Anyway, Levi, it is going to be one heck of a week for me, thrown back into the jaws of chaos that is online school. And I'm hoping to do an online school video at some point where I'm going to talk about why it's bad, why it's kind of good, and just the overall experience, mostly just so I can catalog it for like the future. So that way one day I can be like, what was it like in 2020? And I can watch that video and be like, oh, it sucked, but it was also okay. It was also okay. Anyway, look out for that video at some point. Want to do another Sports Boy this week? We'll see if it happens. Yesterday I uploaded all of them, so you can go watch the playlist, and there's a new one in there. But other than that, Levi, thank you so much for watching. I will see you on Tuesday.